seems to exist something to do with him not recording any studio albums for about the last 5 years. And we've had to content ourselves with his soundtrack work to films like Blue City and Crossroads. Until now, Ry Cooder has just released his new album called Get Rhythm. And it shouldn't come as too much of a surprise that he's decided to record now, because the musical climate has changed in his direction. Ry Cooder has been mixing occasionally diverse musical styles like Tex-Mex and gospel and blues and zydeco and high-life music to create his own distinct blend. He also tends to be somewhat of a musicologist, so I jumped at the chance to chat with him when he came to town.
No special woman, no special woman, no special friend, no special friend. I want a good time of day, good time of day. Oh, baby, doll again, baby, doll again. Don't you dial my number, honey, I'll tell you when, I'll tell you when.
When a thing pops up into a consciousness, mass awareness, like say a zydeco, for instance, it's been around for a long time, and people have, good and bad, done it. Clifton did it permanently, and now others are doing it. Well, it spread out, and it became voguish. The food became voguish. Why is that? It's hard to say why. And people jump on it. One reason, it's got energy, you know, and people respond to that basic thing. If a music is an energy thrust, like a rocket ship, certain music is. Rock and roll obviously is, because look, it shot a lot of stuff up into the air. So zydeco has some of that primitive energy. It's directed right at you. It's a dance form, it's beer drinking, it's party, it's physical. And then you say, well, what's the pop musician going to do with it? Well, he's going to take advantage of something that appeals to him. The player's a player. He wants to capture something and flavor it up like a little pepper here and there or whatever, and various degrees of capability. You'll never top Clifton Chenier, okay? As good as you may think you are, I don't care where you're from, England, or you have your accordion chip on your synthesizer, Clifton can come in and stop your action cold. And that's an interesting thing. So we have like great practitioners, and then we have replicators, and then we have, you know, all of this activity, which is good in a way. Overall sense is it just opens up people's ears. And they might say, well, I dig a Brand X on zydeco. Well, who's this Clifton guy? Let me go check him out. Oh, I see. That's really heavy. Or they'll say, that's too raw for me. I like it when it's dressed up and the hair is combed a certain way. I like that better. The process is to open up people's awareness and attention. We would not be having this conversation 10 years ago. You wouldn't have said zydeco. You wouldn't have said a lot of those words you're saying to me. And I figure that's because all this stuff has gone on and people have been exposed through the media, through the records and videos and God knows what all, to all this stuff, and the stuff is out there, see. So I include myself as being out there, you know, I'm out there. You know, I'm doing what I do, and so maybe we all have a shot. If Los Lobos can have a #1 album with La Bamba, for God's sake, you know, which was a shot in the dark for Richie Valens when he recorded it. It was a weird tune. I look at this and I think, aha, it took the film to catalyze that, but it did happen. You know, it brought it together. People saw the experience, felt the beat, heard the music too, and said, yeah, we can be with that. I can live in that atmosphere. It segues with me and my job, my middle-class white life, whatever that is. Go to the record store, buy it, take it home, to the tune of, you know, a #1 record in the U.S. for 3 straight weeks, and that was amazing.
It feels like there's some sort of search for roots music going on, not only in North America, but, you know, places in Europe as well. It must be some sort of answer to something that's missing sociologically.
Well, reggae opened a lot of it up, you know. Reggae showed that the third world was cooking, that they were on top of some trance beat and you could get hypnotized and go with it. And I think that people want to go out from themselves. It's a natural thing, you know. Why read a book otherwise? Why go see a foreign film? You want to see what's going on. It's a natural curiosity, you know. When Paul Simon came with Ladysmith Black Mambazo, look at that. This stuff is deep. I mean, that is tribal. That's pre-calendar clock time music. And I went to a big Ladysmith Black Mambazo show in L.A., and the parking lot was full of BMWs and puffy coats, and you knew this had happened. Folks were in there. They weren't sure. Paul wasn't going to be there, but that was all right. These guys got up there, and they did a hardcore Durban choir thing, and and a lot of gospel, and a lot of Jesus was mentioned. His name was used, and normally that would have cleared the house in the old days. You know what I'm saying? But it was tribal, and it was intense. And the puffy jacket crowd, and they were all good people. I thought to myself, I'm in this crowd, look at them, feel them come off their chairs, just singing. Guys in funny clothes, singing, no electric guitars, no drums, clear drums with lights in them. Don't need that, really. This stuff is powerful.
Come on, to kiss me. Big boy, I'm going. Come on, to kiss me. Big boy, I'm going. Don't you kiss me, nice, nice. Big boy, I'm going. Don't you kiss me, nice, nice. Big boy, I'm going. Come on, come on, come on. You.
You must have a fair bit of, I guess, personal luxury at this point, because if a new artist was bringing the type of material you're doing now to a new label, they probably wouldn't get too far.
No, there's no way that, you know, people say to me sometimes, a younger person might come up to me at a show or something, I don't know what, and say, how do you get signed? I said, I don't know. I'm unsignable still. I was unsignable in '70, I'm still unsignable. And so I don't believe that, on the one hand, the corporations or the business mentality looks at this music and say, we have a place for this, we have a use for this. I don't think they know what that use is. On the other hand, turn the corner and they'd know it. And in another 5 seconds, they could have a vision quickly and say, wait, I woke up today, we got Cooder here. This is great. We turned this guy into a gold mine. He's going to sell today. But that's like saying if Reagan woke up tomorrow morning and said, I've had a vision, we love the Soviets, they're our friends, they share our goals, we don't fear them anymore, everything the pollution would stop, the proliferation of arms would stop, but it takes that kind of leap. And I don't know if Reagan's going to do that, probably not, and I don't know if the Warner Brothers is going to go around that one corner. It's like an Alice in Wonderland, what door are you going to go through? I don't say that they're going to go and see me as something they can sell and participate, me, Prince, the rest of us. Well, they're just beating it out, you know. But stranger things have happened.
Still ahead on the new music.